Hey YouTube, this is Amber with Skyway Acquisition Solutions. We're a management consulting firm that helps federal contractors. Our team is a unique blend of former contracting officers and industry folks. We bring many years and a wide variety of experience, allowing us to provide the best support to help you succeed in federal contracting. This video series is the Skyway Spotlight. Each video, you will learn more about our team members and what makes Skyway so special. Let's get started with today's episode. All right, so today I have David Geary with me, and we're going to talk about the where and the when. My first question for you, David, is where did you spend your career as a contracting officer?
Yeah, no, I always like getting into these questions because again, everybody kind of has their own path on how they became a contracting officer or how they, developed throughout their career. So I actually started my career in 2007 working for the Department of Defense, specifically supporting the Navy out in California. There's a Navy base called China Lake, and it's a lot of research and development type contracts. So a lot of IDIQs, cost reimbursable type contracts, non-commercial. So for all the non-contracting folks, that's just more of a way to say that it's a lot more complex contracting. So that's kind of where I started my career, doing a lot more complex contracting. And then I did that for about 4 years. And then I moved over to work for the Department of Veteran Affairs. And that's a lot more commercial type contracting, a lot of repetitive buys to support the hospitals. And just like I said, a lot of supply, a lot of services to help with those operations. Ended up leading a team over there of contract specialists for about 7 years. And then in 2017, I decided to venture out and do, on the private side, do more of the consulting and take my experience of being a contracting officer and kind of applying that, to help other people to kind of bridge that gap of, why is it so hard to find a contracting officer, or why is it so hard to, get, certain things accomplished, in that government world. So again, taking that experience in trying to help other private companies or or businesses to try to operate within those realms of government contract space. So that's kind of how I got to where I am today. And so I've been doing that for the last 3 or 4 years now.
Wonderful. So do you enjoy the commercial repetitive side of things with the VA, or did you enjoy more of the complex sales from where you started?
I asked myself the same question, and I think they each have their pros and cons. Honestly, I think that the level of amount of work on the more complex side, it's not as heavy. But again, those contracts take a very long time to get awarded. I mean, you're talking a year to maybe even 1.5 to 2 years sometimes, because they're such large dollar value contracts. Versus working the VA, it's a lot more high volume, but you do kind of feel a little bit more accomplished because you kind of see those contracts get awarded a little more routinely. So it just kind of depends what you want. If I had to choose, I probably do like a little bit more of the commercial side. Again, because I'm interacting with so many more people versus on the non-commercial, the complex, it's usually 1 or 2 contractors I'm usually working with. So again, I'm a people person, so I like to kind of interact. So if I had to pick one, I'd probably pick more of the commercial, the VA side. I kind of enjoyed that a little bit
Yeah,
more.
I could see that, and I think I would agree with you. And so, my last question for today is, during your time as a CO, were there any historical significant events or anything that you encountered that's kind of noteworthy to share with us today?
Yeah, actually, I was involved with setting up new contracts for certain clinics with the VA. I think that's the thing that kind of I took away again, because we have our main. I would say the VA has their main contracts or with the hospitals, within the major cities. But so they're trying to do more outreach on clinics, C-box is what they call them, in more of the rural areas or the less populated areas. So being able to kind of help set up those contracts to give that service to more veterans and that bigger reach, that was kind of my big takeaway of, and hey, I feel that was like my pat on the back of, I feel good for the contracts that I do versus some of those more little tiny repetitive buys. I mean, they're rewarding, but that was the big one that I took away, is trying to help set up those clinics for further outreach for patient care.
That's wonderful. And I'm sure you've impacted more lives than you know. So
Hope so.
definitely. Well, thank you for your time today, and we'll catch you on the next episode.
Awesome. Thanks, Amber.